What's up? All right, welcome to another feature of Chef Flex. Made with love, Lexi's Kitchen. This is the cutest apron in the world. I'm so excited to show you guys a delicious and really easy gluten and grain-free muffin recipe. What I like to do is look up like 4 or 5 recipes that all kind of have the same thing. Like I'll type in almond flour muffins and on Pinterest usually, and you know, all these recipes will come up and I'll just kind of look over, you know, a few different ones, and then I just make my own. I just kind of combine them and I guess make my own. But yeah, it's just really fun. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's a complete fail. Like, I encourage you guys not to get so stressed out about measurements and having to follow everything exactly, or if you look at a recipe and you don't have that one item, oh, I can't make it because I need to go out and get that. No, like just make it anyway, or substitute it with something else that you think might be good. It doesn't need to be a scary place. The kitchen is a place for fun and creativity, and I just have so much fun looking up healthy recipes and desserts. Especially I love baking and just snacks and all different kind of things. So I'm gonna leave all the like exact measurements in the description box, like the full recipe. But yeah, I want to make these right now. I am hungry and I am excited to eat them. So let's get started. I'm just gonna take you guys through it with me. So what I just preheated my oven to 350 degrees. That's what you want to do first. And now we can start mixing up the ingredients. And the other thing I like about this recipe is that you can make it all in one bowl. You don't need a blender, you don't need a mixer, you don't need a million different tools. It's just all going into one bowl, you're mixing it up, and that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, this is actually kind of disgusting. This banana is literally black. Not even sure if it's like even good to use, but we're gonna risk it on this one because this is like, I can smell it, like it's gonna be so sweet. So we're gonna do 3 bananas that are extra ripe if possible. This one was like on the edge of like, okay, just throw it out, Lexi, like are you serious? But that's okay. We're gonna do that. And then I have 2 like normal looking, but like they're getting brown, they're ripening type of bananas. So we're gonna do 3 bananas total. And you just want to throw them into a bowl. Like so. And I like to just take a whisk and mash these babies up. You want to get them thinned out so they're not super clumpy. You want to get a nice thin consistency. And again, that's why it's harder to use bananas that aren't so ripe, because they're just not as soft, and you know, it's a little bit harder to mash them up. So you just want to do this till you get a nice smooth consistency. This is what you want it to look like. Just soupy banana. Okay, so once you get them all nice mashed and mixed up, you know, gyms aren't open, so get that workout in. And now we're gonna do 2, why did I do 4? 2 eggs. All right, so we're just gonna crack these into the bowl. Uno, dos. Then we're going to just whisk that right in with the banana. Okay, so once we mix our eggs, you wanna go in with 1/4 cup of oil. Now you can use any kind of oil, like typically you'd be using a vegetable oil in a baking recipe, but I want to be a little bit healthier and I'm going to use coconut oil, but it does need to be melted. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this in a bowl and I'm going to nuke it for a second in the microwave. So that was about 15 seconds, I'd say. And now I'm gonna go 1/4 cup. So let's see here. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? So I'm gonna pour it into my 1/4 cup. Oh wow, I literally heated up the perfect amount. That was crazy. And pour it in. Stir it in there. All right, next we're gonna do 1/4 cup of either syrup or honey or agave. I ran out of my maple syrup, so I'm just gonna use honey today. So honey and agave and maple syrup and monk fruit, and there's all these for like better for you things out there that you can use to add sweetness to, you know, your baking and even your cooking. And it's just the little things, you know, rather than going in with a bunch of just white granulated sugar, it's gonna taste just as good. It's just gonna be a little bit, you know, better for you. So now we're gonna go in with just 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna eyeball it a little bit. I'd like to do a little extra because I love vanilla. So a little bit of vanilla in there. I would say about a teaspoon would be perfect. Now we're gonna go in with some of our dry ingredients. So I'm gonna start with the almond flour. I get this big bag at Costco. I recommend like Costco and Sam's Club for some better deals on scoring like the big bulk baking items. So I'm gonna add in 2.5 cups of the flour, and I like to, as I'm adding it in, to be mixing it in with the wet and just kind of add it slowly. I just find that that helps with, you know, not, if you put it on all at once, it gets kind of clumpy. So I like to slowly mix it in as I'm pouring it. So 2.5 cups. And I've just been loving trying to use almond flour recently. I don't have like a gluten intolerance or anything, but you know, I do notice it does make me, you know, feel a little bit lighter. I don't get as weighed down when I'm eating a lot of like gluten-free things and eating less grains. And guys, stay with me, we're almost done. Now I'm gonna add in a little bit of baking soda and baking powder to give it that rise and that fluff. So I'm just gonna do a little baby 1/4 of a teaspoon of the baking soda. And then I'm gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of the baking powder. Beautiful. Just gonna mix that in. So we're getting like a really nice batter consistency here. I'm gonna put in just a dash of salt. The only salt that I use is the pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't use any like white processed salt anymore. So just a little bit of that. And now it's time for the fun part, because this is where we can literally put in anything we want. Last time I did blueberries and it was so delicious, so I am gonna do the same thing this time. Now you can use fresh or frozen blueberries. I'm actually gonna do, I think, a mixture of both, because where are my fresh ones? Oh, I have both fresh and frozen, and I wanna get rid of these fresh ones, but it's not enough, and I have a little bit of frozen, so I'm just gonna mix them together. You can do either or. You can do frozen or fresh berries, doesn't matter. All right, I didn't do this last time, but this time I'm gonna add in some walnuts, just because I love having a little bit of crunch in basically everything. So I just chopped up some walnuts, so I'm just gonna add these in as well. I have some chia seeds left over here that didn't make it into my smoothies, so I'm gonna add these in too, because why not? So I know I keep saying it, but you can literally add in any kind of superfood, anything that you like. You can add in protein, collagen, you know, whatever you want. I'm gonna put in some cinnamon too, just because I am a cinnamon freak and I just love cinnamon and everything. So why not put a little bit of cinnamon in there? Right, and then I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I guess this is gonna be like a blueberry walnut muffin. It's gonna be so delicious. So now I just need to get this into a pan and into an oven. I have my cute pink pan. I'm gonna, I don't have muffin liners. You can totally do muffin liners. I'm just gonna spray it with some avocado oil spray and pop these in. I want to spray these really good because I don't want them to have a problem like coming out or getting stuck, so a little overkill there. Here we go. I brought in Mark for the taste test. Oh yeah, baby. These look so good. They're gonna be warm. Can you imagine this though, like cut with some almond butter?
That'd be so
like that's
good.
like game changing. But I kind of just want to try it in all its glory with some tea.
Gotta try it plain Jane first.
Wow, they're amazing.
It's incredible.
They're literally so good. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Chef Lex, expect a lot more videos to be coming from this kitchen. But seriously, you guys have to try this recipe. It is so good. And just like, you know, get in the kitchen. It's really fun. We're all home right now. Make some healthy treats, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys tried it. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you get updates on all my future videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!